Hello, movie buffs and film connoisseurs. It is your self-proclaimed cinema shogun here. And Patty Jenkins just said the quiet part out loud. But does she really have room to talk? We'll discuss all that and more. But first, let's go ahead and hop right into this article and get a better idea of what's going on. This comes to us from the New York Post. Wonder Woman 1984 director slams films released on streaming. They look like fake movies. Wonder Woman 1984 director Patty Jenkins criticized films that are being released via stream services and called them fake. The 50-year-old expressed her thoughts about the future of the big screen during a CinemaCon panel, opening up about her distaste for original films released on streaming giants. Aren't you seeing it? All the films that the streaming services are putting out, I'm sorry, they look like fake movies to me. Jenkins said, the Los Angeles Times reported, I don't hear about them. I don't read about them. It's not working as a model for establishing legendary greatness. I don't think Wonder Woman 1984 plays the same on streaming ever, she continued before adding, I am not a fan of day and date, and I hope to avoid it forever. Jenkins also directed the film's predecessor, Wonder Woman, in 2017, where it scored $822 million worldwide. I make movies for the big screen experiences, she said at the convention. She also stated that she would never make movies for Netflix. However, she likes working with the streaming platform for television. I wouldn't make a movie there or any streaming service with those terms, she said. It's hard to market a movie when it has a limited run. Her comments may seem ironic as Wonder Woman 1984 was supposed to be exclusively released in cinemas last year until the pandemic forced theaters to shut down. The DC movie was subsequently released on HBO Max as well as in theaters simultaneously. Alright, I have mixed feelings about this. Mixed feelings indeed. For one, I agree with everything Patty Jenkins said here. There's something about streaming service movies for me that I cannot connect with. There's a disconnection there. Regardless if I enjoy them or not, they feel like hollow. They feel like they lack a soul. Like, some of them entertain me, some of them make me laugh, some of them are action-packed, don't get me wrong. And often I sit down and watch them and I'm like amazed at how they can make movies that go straight to streaming service. You know, I guess maybe you could say be this good as far as like the CGI goes and different things go. But there's something about them that just feel hollow to me. You know, when she says like no one's talking about them, you don't read about them, you really don't. I mean, when a movie comes out in theaters, it's a shared experience. Like, you go to school, you go to work the next day, and everyone there knows what movie's in theaters. You know, most of the people probably have already seen it, and you talk about it. When it comes to these streaming services, I often find when I bring up streaming movies in conversations, half the people I'm talking to have never heard of it, or they just don't even have that streaming service. Maybe they have HULU, and I'm talking about a Netflix movie, or vice versa, you know? So there's something about the movie experience to me that's not the same when it goes to streaming. It feels like the movie drops on streaming, you may or may not watch it, and then it's forgotten about. You can't name one streaming movie for me that people will be talking about in 10 years. Now, when it comes to these theatrical movies often like just lived forever because like you come out in the movie theaters, you go see the movie, it's good. Then you wait some months and then it comes to, you know, home video. And then you watch it there, it's good. And then you wait some months and now it's playing on TV. And it just lives forever. These streaming service movies, it seems like it comes out, it has a little pop, a little fizzle, and then it just disappears, never to be heard from again. They're not marketed well. Half the time Netflix has all these new movies that I've never heard of. Like, you will never know that they exist. And they're pumping money into them. And sometimes they have good actors and actresses in there. Sometimes they got some A1 directors. Sometimes they have big Hollywood budgets. But for some reason, there's just this disconnect for me. But does Patty Jenkins really have room to talk here? Does she have room to talk? Because Wonder Woman 1984 was completely horrible. It was horrendous. If anything is a streaming movie, Wonder Woman 1984 played out like a streaming movie. I don't think that people should have went to theaters and paid money to see that movie on the big screen. It was complete garbage. And Patty Jenkins sitting here and saying that these films look fake and things like that, it's like she's putting down other directors in a way. You know, regardless if I agree with her or not, I'm sure there's some director out there who's worked on a Netflix movie, an Amazon movie, Hulu, or whatnot, that's probably offended by this. And I gotta admit, although I've sat here and stated that streaming service movies are kind of hollow to me, they're forgettable, I have seen over a dozen straight-to-streaming movies that were better than Wonder Woman 1984. And when I watched Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this can release on streaming. This is a streaming movie. Wonder Woman 1984 was a streaming movie. It did not qualify to be in big theaters. It was garbage. The story was garbage. Everything about it was written out like, man, I don't see how any big movie studio would allow this to get to the big screen, but I do see how like a streaming service would just let you have free reigns to put out this piece of crap. So Patty Jenkins saying this, it's like, I agree with her, but I wish it would have came from someone else who maybe had better movies, who didn't just put out this giant turd. So, you know, of course, a lot of people have a lot of things to say online. I think there's this battle going on right now. People are trying to save theaters, and then you have a lot of people who are claiming to be so scared about the current public health crisis that they'll never go to movie theaters again. And if you say anything about going to theaters, if Patty Jenkins says that she wants her movies to go to theaters, these people come out of the woodwork saying that she doesn't care, she's insensitive about people's health, this, that, and third. And I'm not coming from her from that standpoint. I believe in the theater experience. I want to uphold the theater experience. But I don't want to go pay $70, $80 for me and my friend or my girlfriend to go see a movie and it be like Wonder Woman 1984. You know? So she's in a lot of hot water. Of course, social media is reacting to this, and whereas I thought a lot of people would be taking Patty Jenkins' side, they're not. They are not. And she is getting relentlessly roasted by just about everyone. But what I found most interesting was her one comment about her saying that she will never make a movie for a streaming platform. And Patty, never say never. You should never say never. For one, you just put out a giant piece of shit that is Wonder Woman 1984. So you should be happy if anyone comes to you to direct a movie again, period. Let alone a streaming service. Honestly, if she puts out another movie that's of the level of Wonder Woman 1984, she's going to find herself making streaming platform movies really soon. So her saying never, that she will never do that, is probably not good for her, you know? And I'm going to hold you to that, Patty. If you ever make a streaming movie, I will make a video about it, and I will be here to remind you of what you said. Because she says that she'll never, ever make a streaming service movie. And I just find that hard to believe, especially when you really consider the fact that Wonder Woman 1984 was basically a streaming service movie. I know people went to see it in theaters, but damn, it just played out like a TV movie for me. But all in all, it's weird. I have mixed feelings about this topic because I wholeheartedly agree with what Patty Jenkins says, but I'm just like, I don't know if you're the right person to say it because your movies kind of suck. And honestly, I'll say it. The first Wonder Woman movie was highly overrated. Was it garbage? No. Was it as bad as Wonder Woman 1984? Not even close. But it wasn't as great as what people say. It wasn't as good as what people say. And I really don't want to see Patty Jenkins directing Wonder Woman 3. You know, give it to someone else. Honestly, recast the part, start all over, crumble the whole DCEU, and start all over, if you ask me. But all in all, I want to know, how do you feel about this? What's your opinions about this? Do you agree with Patty? Or do you think she's stupid? Do you think Wonder Woman 1984 was a streaming service level movie? Or do you think that that was a movie worth the big screen experience? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. While you're down there, leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a movie. Just not Wonder Woman 1984, please God.